Hello YouTube. I wanted to show you my CNC controller as I just finished two of them, and one is sold and will ship to the United States tomorrow. And I saw that somebody got onto the wait list to wait for one. I put it up there on Tindie that it's available again. And so if that person is seeing this video by a chance, it is ready to ship in case he wants it. So I just wanted to show it to you again because it's been a long while since I showed the CNC controller, and maybe some people did miss it or did not know about it. And this, not in this version, back then with the dip version of the Atmega 328, and the board was twice as big. That's how I got started with the Arduino, actually, because I wanted to build a CNC mill and I could not find a controller that I liked, and most of the Chinese ones were for Mach 3, which I did not want to use because it connects to the parallel port. Yes, there used to be a parallel port on computers where your printer was connected, also as printer port, known as printer port. So it used that, and of course, since I had a laptop with no parallel port, I had to find the USB version, and then I found Gerbil, which is the code, open source code that's running on the 328. And then I just designed my own CNC controller board, and shortly after that I discovered OLED displays and fell in love with those, and that's what got me started in the whole Arduino ecosystem. Although I'm into electronics for over 40 years, Arduino was new to me, at least. I know it was out there for a couple of years before I started. So anyway, that's a short background, and my CNC controller did evolve over time from through hole components to SMD, and I added a whole bunch of features to it. So right now it is connected to my laptop, not my laptop, I'm sorry, to my mini PC. And when I open the COM port, you can see that the RX and TX LEDs are blinking. And as software, let me show that to you real quick. I am using UGS, Universal G-Code Sender, Nightly Build 2.0. So this one is from December 4th, 2016. I'm not sure if there's another version out there yet, but that's what I'm using, and it works, obviously. Don't mind the left monitor, I have the news running on it. So once you connect it, I want to show you the x-axis. Let me get something pointy. Got really some pointy. So this is the x-axis, and you have a LED, and once I click on it, you see it turns on and turns off again. This is actually the enabled LED. I should put a higher resistor value in front of that, because that's pretty bright, as is the green power LED. I don't have power open right now, I will do so in a second. This is the enabled LED for the stepper motors, because once you turn your controller on and connect it, you want the motors, the stepper motors, not to turn by themselves, not be loose. And once they're enabled, they will be on hold, and once you click on the axis, they will go out, work, and then hold again. So this is the y-axis with the slave axis here, which you can turn on and off with the dip switches here. and this is the Z-axis. So now I'm gonna power it up, and you will see the other green LED turn on here. That means it has power. It runs on 24 volts, and then I can issue a command which you normally do through the G code, like M3S1000 for example, which turns on the spindle. And on this you have two outputs. You have 0 to 5 volt pulse width modulation output, and you have 0 to 10 volt, which you can adjust down with this potentiometer. 0 to 10 volt analog volt output. I had just a customer write me an email and I couldn't reply to him till now, so this video I will send him a link, and you can see here this is 5 volt PWM pulse width modulation PWM output. This is ground, and this is the plus for the VFD for your variable frequency drive for your spindle. And then here you have also spindle enable that turns on and off for the spindle. And then if you want to turn that off, you put in M5, it turns off the spindle. And then you have the coolant output, which is M7, and hold on, sorry, wrong, it was M8. Let me turn it off. So M8 is the coolant output, and that puts out 12 volt over the MOSFET for your relay. Don't connect any pumps here, it's just for a relay, 12 volt output. And then you also have M7, which is pin A4 that you can turn on for something else that you want to use. It has 5 volt output. And with M9 you turn both of these off. So that's actually all to it. This is a reset switch which you don't need. I just have it there to upload the first initial code. After that it's not needed anymore. You have protection diodes on the limit switch inputs, so you can use proximity switches directly, even up to 30 volt proximity switches, NPN proximity switches, directly on the limit inputs for the board. It also has, of course, hold, enable and probe inputs for your controller that you can connect to it. So this is it. This is how it looks like from the back, and as I put my name or email on everything, it's on there as well. And this is the board. This is my version of a CNC controller. I used it with my big mill, and I also have a stepper driver board, which right now I don't have a finished one. I'll show you the PCB. This is a stepper driver board, and it is a 4-axis, so you can use the slave axis on here as well. It uses the DRV 8825 stepper drivers, and this one actually gets connected. You can connect it directly to this PCB to the outputs one-on-one, including the power, and then power it either from here or from here. Oh, sorry, I'm out of the screen. You can power it from the bottom, it's connected over here, or from the top. And this one has a fan, and you will find it in my Tindie Store. So this is how I use it on my mill, and I did it on my big mill that I sold, and now I'm using it this way on my smaller mini mill that I bought. Yeah, that's it. So this is my only CNC controller. If you have external stepper drivers that you want to use for bigger stepper motors, and for anything up to low current NEMA 23 stepper motors, you can use these. And I might finish this one and make a video for that. But other than that, if you buy it together, I don't put screw terminals over here and then have screw terminals over here. I do direct wire connections from the bottom, so that's all set and it will not go anywhere. And then you can just use these screw connectors for the motors. So this is it. If you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I will answer you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching and take care, everybody.